one shot. You miss it, alright? So this week, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna do it next week, the week coming after as well. But you know, the more weeks you're gonna practice, the better. You're gonna get to a stage where you're gonna know everything like this, okay? So take notes. If you want to take videos of me, I don't mind, okay? As long as you're learning. So take notes if needed, take videos if needed, and please pay attention. Do not interrupt me, please. Do not talk over me, please. If you have a phone call or anything, just step aside and talk or whatever, okay? I'm sorry I cannot speak very loud today, I have a sore throat. So, first thing, what you have to do is safe isolation, okay? To start up with safe isolation, you have to ask permission to work on the circuit. So if Mikola is my client, I'm gonna say, do I have permission to work on the installation, because I'm gonna have to turn off the power. The power is gonna be off for a little bit. After the client has confirmed that you have authorization to work on it, then you can carry out with safe isolation. To carry out the safe isolation, of course, as you enter, you have to take off the cover, of course, yeah, but that's easy. I'm not gonna tell you that. Take off the cover, switch the circuit breakers or RCBOs, whatever you have, one by one off. Switch the RCD. If this is live, you can press on the test and it should trip automatically. If it's not live, then manually turn it off. Main switch off. You get a voltage tester. You have a proving unit, okay? Proving unit, you proved that this is working. You go on the bottom of the circuit of the main switch, okay? And I know this is an RCD, but they used it as a main switch, so we're gonna use it as a main switch, okay? So when I say main switch, we should be testing here, but because we have our tails coming into our RCD, we're gonna test it on the RCD, all right? So we test here on the bottom, and because we turn it off, there should be no power coming into our circuit, okay? If there's power, it means safe isolation is failed. It means that there is no safe isolation done. It means that maybe you didn't turn it off, or that somebody bypassed it, okay? No voltage, then you go back to the proving unit, you prove that this is good. Good. Now, what does this mean? This means that you can have the lock. You can lock the main switch, put a padlock, lock it with a key. If you have a sticker, slap a sticker on top of the padlock, get the key. The key you don't give to anybody, the key you keep only to yourself, okay? You keep the key to yourself. After safe isolation is done, we can proceed with our first dead test. And our first dead test is continuity of CPC and bonding, okay? So let me please have the tester with the two leads. Thank you, Fadi. Appreciate that. For continuity, for dead testing, you mostly, throughout the 4 dead tests that you're gonna have to carry out, you're gonna need to have on the continuity setting, okay? Ohms, okay? This is continuity, all right? Only for insulation resistance, you're gonna change this to 500. But for now, continuity. So, first dead test, continuity of CPC and bonding. Continuity of CPC and bonding, you have 2 methods of doing it, okay?
R1 plus R2.
R1 plus R2, and you have
bonding.
R2.
Yeah, R2, yeah.
Let me speak, please.
Good, mate. No problem.
R1 plus R2, we are going to do this on the lightning circuit, but you can carry out this R1 plus R2 on any circuit except for ring final, okay? So we're going to do this on the lighting circuit. In your exam, you're gonna carry out not only the lighting circuit, if you have a radial, do it on the radial. If you have any other power circuit, do it, except for ring. So we identify.
So, okay, just one question.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do the continuity in the ring.
No, because second dead test is what?
Ring.
Continuity of ring final. It's a separate test, special for ring final only. You have your CPC, we identified. Yeah, this is not our CPC, this is number 3, so we need to look for other one. Where's the screwdriver, guys? Let's wait for screwdriver. Technical break. Where's that? Way goes? Thank you. Thank you. So, this is our CPC for lightning circuit. So we're gonna take this out, lighting, and this is our lighting as well, okay? That's number 3, that's not our lighting. These 2 cables are from the same circuit, lightning line and lightning CPC, okay? Now R1 plus R2, Okay. This test to carry out, you have to connect R1, which is this is your R1, your line conductor. You have to connect it together with your R2, which is your CPC. So CPC inside, and line conductor. Push it. It's inside as well. Okay. We've put the leads in the following order: L1 and L2. Okay. Don't pay attention to the color of this. Color doesn't matter. Okay. But in your exam, it's a good code of practice to use the green and red. Yeah, color coded as it's supposed to be. Okay. So setting on the ohms. Now, because we're testing lightning circuit, we're gonna check between CPC and switch line. Okay. So I'm gonna change this to the crocodile clip, so I can have one hands free. Okay, one on the switch line term plate and one on the CPC. Then I go to my switch. Okay, I turn it on the on position. I'm gonna get my continuity reading. Okay, which I'm going to record. Please turn it around. Is that the yes, this one. Don't worry about it, Fadi. It's okay, have this. Where can I put this? Let me have that. So this R1 plus R2, okay? We have circuit number. Let's say our lighting circuit is circuit number 1. So lighting circuit 1, ring final circuit continuity, NA, 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 because we don't have ring final now, we're testing on the lightning. Then we have R1 plus R2, which is exactly what we're doing now. So R1 plus R2, whichever value we get here, okay, we're gonna check here, all the CPC and switch line points, and we are going to record the highest one. So in that box right there, R1 plus R2, we're going to record the highest value. Okay. At the same time, when you do your R1 plus R2, you can check polarity. The polarity is checked in the following order. You just flick on the switch, you get no reading. Yes, it's right there on the table.
Is the tester switched to ohms?
Yes, yes, ohms. When you flick the switch on the off position, you should be getting no reading. When you flick it on the on position, you get a reading. That reading is your continuity reading for R1 plus R2. Now, because we get this reading off and on, when we turn the switch, this is checking polarity. Polarity is checking that neutral and line are correctly connected and not inversed, okay? So, at the same time, we've done R1 plus R2. We're gonna put our value here, the biggest value from all the points that we measured. Also, we're gonna go to polarity and we are going to check it, okay? Right, R1 plus R2 is done. But we should not forget about bonding, because in the title of the first day test, we have continuity of CPC and bonding. So to do continuity of bonding, you go to the main earth terminal, to the MAT, main earth terminal, and then same setting, exactly same setting, you go to the pipe, to the bonding, okay? You should be getting a continuity reading, and then you go to your, where the actual connection is, and you should be getting a reading. The reading should be same reading, okay? You're just checking that the connection is done fine. If it's not continuous, there is a problem. If it's not continuous, it means that this can become live, and it will not make the RCD trip. There will be no automatic disconnection of supply, which is against the regulation, okay? Regulation states that you need to have automatic disconnection of supply in your house, okay? In case there is a risk of shock, okay? Right, so R1 plus R2 done. Now, the second method is long lead method, okay? Long lead method basically means with one of your leads, you go to your consumer unit, to your main earth terminal. With the other lead, you are going to every CPC point, every CPC, one CPC point here, one here, one here. You go all CPC points, okay, in your installation, and you record the highest value for continuity, okay, because the highest value means the most far apart, the furthest point apart, okay, means most resistance.
Do you only do the furthest point, or do you do every point?
every point, but how do you know which one is the furthest? Because here you can see, okay, this is the furthest in this installation, but how do you know in real life? Because the cables are in the walls, you don't know where it's going, isn't it? That's why you can get an idea where is the farthest point apart, because you know of the readings. Highest reading means the furthest point.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
Do I have to? So I have to record the bonding on the R2 here, the bonding.
yes, when you do continuity for bonding, you have to record it on the R2.
Okay, R2. What about when you check the here, the second method is here.
Exactly.
Checking the CBC.
You record it on the R2 as well.
Is the R2?
R2.
What second should be on the second step for the lighting?
Yes,
Ah, okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So continuity of CPC and bonding is done. We discussed about the two methods. Now we have continuity of ring final circuit, okay? Why do we have a special continuity test with 3 special tests for continuity of ring final circuit? Because of the nature of the ring. Ring has 2 legs, has 2 neutrals, 2 lines and 2 CPCs, okay? So in order to carry out this test, what we have to do is we need to take out with our screwdriver, we need to take out our lines, our CPCs, and our neutrals, okay? After we took this out, the first step of the continuity of ring final is end-to-end testing, okay? Now for end-to-end testing, we leave the setting on the mega tester exactly the same. We don't touch it, okay? We have 2 crocodile clips, okay? We have 3 conductors, okay? We have neutral, line, and CPC. What we have to do, we have to check between all possible pairs between these 3 conductors. So we have this pair, we have this pair, and we have this pair, okay? So we have 3 possible pairs. No matter how you think about it, in this universe, we have only 3 pairs that we can test, okay? And that's what we have to do, all 3 possible pairs. So no matter, you can start with line and CPC. You can.
do line to line. Like CPC.
Yes, so yes, I apologize. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Well, we're doing end to end. So what we're doing, we just take one end of the neutral and another end of the neutral. That's it. We don't have to worry about the pairs. Pairs is later. One end of the neutral with the other end of the neutral, same setting, you get a reading. You do same to line, okay? Now line and neutral, you should be getting very similar values because they're the same distance and they should be the same cross-sectional area, okay? With earth, if it's not same cross-sectional area, you're gonna get a bit different of a
You times
reading.
by 1.7.
That's different. Don't worry about it now. Don't worry. You don't have to. Don't worry about it. Okay? End to end again on the CPC. And this you record right here. Continuity ring final circuit. You have small R1, you have Rn, and you have R2. Okay? R1 is what? Your line. So your end-to-end line, that's where you put your value in. You do CPC end-to-end, you put to R2. That's where you put your value. Okay? So that's where you put your end-to-end results.
So can you say that again?
Yes.
So when you do the end-to-end,
When you do end-to-end on the ring final, if you do end-to-end on the line, this is where you put your value. Small R1. Yeah, so look, if I'm doing this, one end, the other end, where I'm gonna put the value that I get in. I'll get the value now. That's it. No, that's Rn. We're gonna put it R1. R1 is line, Rn neutral, R2 earth. Okay? Remember this all the time. Okay, that is done. So end to end is done. Second step is R1 to Rn, opposite legs. Okay? For this you need Wagos. So you can see that this is already labeled up. Okay, I have 2 stickers on this side. I have a brown with 2 stickers and I have a neutral with no stickers. So I'm gonna pair them up. Boom, one pair is done. Then I have one neutral with 2 stickers and I have brown with no stickers, so I'm gonna pair them up because they're opposite legs. If you don't have them labeled up of which one is which, what you have to do is, guys, you have to test it. Check both ways, because when you're gonna have the wrong legs in, if it's not gonna be opposites, you're gonna have wrong reading. You're gonna see that the reading is off. It's not the right reading. Okay, you should be expecting no more than 1 ohm of reading. Okay, shouldn't be more than 1 ohm, not even more than half. Okay, if you're getting more, it means that it's not opposite legs. Okay, opposite legs. Then our Mr. Dean has stolen from us the socket adapter, but you have a socket adapter?
No, it's here.
It's here? No, that's the plug-in lid. Yeah, as I said, Mr. Dean took it from us. So you have the adapter, you plug in the adapter. So what you're basically doing, you're checking between line and neutral. So you're taking the lids. You have line and neutral, and you check between them two. You turn it on, you get your continuity reading, okay, for your R1 plus Rn, which is not recorded on the schedule. When you put the adapter in the adapter it says top is earth, this is line, and this is neutral, or it could be the other way. I can't remember if it's the other way around. Anyway, it says on the adapter when you plug in the adapter. Say again?
Same.
Yeah, I guess you can use it. But you're gonna have to plug in, so you plug it in, and you plug in just 2 of these leads. So you're gonna do Dean on this side. On this side?
Red and blue because you're doing the...
No, it stays the same. It stays the same. On this side, it drops. On this side, remember when you're doing this, you don't change anything on this side. Only you're changing here. You're changing here, yeah? Switch it on, you get your continuity reading, switch it off, you check your polarity, on and off, okay?
Do you do both sides of the same?
Yes, you check all the points. You check all, not just these 2 sides, all the sockets, okay? You check all the sockets. That continuity reading that you get, you don't record it, okay? Because on the schedule of tests, okay? You have only R1, R2 that you have to record. You don't have R1 plus Rn.
So
Okay.
on the socket we connect line and neutral.
Line and neutral, opposite legs.
Yes.
Okay? That's R1 plus Rn. Okay? Opposite legs. We don't record this one. You still have to carry it out, but you don't record it. Okay?
On the socket, I mean on the socket when we connect the socket.
Yeah, you do neutral to line on the socket adapter. Then last step of continuity of ring final, you have R1 plus R2 opposite legs. Okay, so that's our CPCs, and you can see 2 sticker with 1 sticker. Okay, I'm pairing them up.
So you do neutral to up.
You don't do neutral to up. Okay, so R1 plus R2 opposite legs.
And neutral
You need the adapter, okay? Don't use this in your exam. You have the adapter, okay? I'm just showing you. You have the adapter. Now you test between line and CPC, okay? Again, if you didn't check polarity with the test before when you done R1, Rn, then you can check polarity now. On and off, okay? You have 2 chances to check your polarity on the ring final.
So when
Either
it's-
step 2 or step 3.
When it's off, there is the polarity.
When it's off, there is no reading. When it's on, you get your reading. That means that your line and neutral are correctly connected.
Okay, for the polarity. So
For
the,
polarity.
When it's on, there is continuity, isn't it?
Yes. That's
Now,
your
when it's off, there it shows the polarity.
no, polarity is shown because of the switch between the on and off. That's what it shows. Polarity, you don't get a reading of polarity.
Okay.
Polarity is just a check.
Just
It's a tick. It's a tick, yeah? You
So,
tick
so
that
how
is-
do I know that if there is any fall in polarity?
it will not switch. It will stay the same. Your continuity reading is gonna stay the same. It's not gonna be off.
Okay, so when it's switching on and off,
Exactly.
you see the reading and
you're-
it's closed. It's
yes.
not meaning. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Okay, thank
When
you.
we do line to neutral, we're not making out. I mean,
You don't take what?
we don't.
You don't record it. No, you don't record it. This one, R1 plus R2 opposite legs. You record it on the R1 plus R2. Okay. The value that you get from here, you record it R1 plus R2. Okay, continuity done, polarity done, continuity of CPCM bonding done. Last but not least, we have insulation resistance. Insulation resistance. Can I have the lids back, please? Thank you.
Wait,
Gonna
hold
need
up. Can I just ask one question? So,
Go on.
so what reading goes here? Is that the
R2
R1 plus R?
on the R2.
Yeah, but what about this one here?
No, R2 is you don't do R2. NA.
Ah,
NA. We're doing R1 plus R2.
but we also did R1 plus RN, and there's no box for that.
You don't record it. I said it like 3 times. You don't record it. Don't worry. So, insulation resistance. I started teaching you insulation resistance by accident when I was doing continuity, okay? So, this is where you test between the pairs, okay? You have 3 cables, you have 3 possible pairs. You can check between neutral and line, which you're gonna record. You can check between neutral and earth, and you can check between line and earth, which you're gonna record again, okay? So you have 3 tests, 3 pairs, but you're gonna write down only between 2 pairs, okay? So
What about the CBC for the lighting? Because
anything is the same,
but
except you
also
except
this
you,
I have to do the pair with.
no, there is no pairing. Yes, you're pairing with your neutral. You're gonna take your CPC for lighting, neutral for lighting, and line for lighting. Okay.
Okay, so that for
Any,
all the
anything I do for the ring is the same for the rest of the circuits when it comes to insulation resistance. Okay, except ring has 2 cables for each. The other circuits have only 1. Okay, so if I do the same on the radial, I'm gonna have exactly the same but only 1 neutral, 1 line, and 1 CPC. Okay, for ring I have 2 each.
But for other circuits,
You're gonna have only one. Only one.
So that I connect only one live.
Yes,
and,
yes,
But the cable
yes.
should be the same size.
Yes, yes.
Should be the same.
No, it
because-
doesn't matter. It can be different size as well.
Because right now this is 1.5 and this is a 2.5.
But what is this? This is ring final.
This is a ring here. So how do I connect the polarity?
This one is different, man. Don't worry about
I don't
it.
have to
No,
do,
this
to
is-
do
this is-
for
this-
the lighting circuit.
You have to do it, and I'm gonna show you how. You have 3 possible pairs. Okay, you have these 2 pairs, you have these 2 pairs, and you have these 2 pairs. It doesn't matter from which one you start. Okay, I'm gonna start from neutral to line. So what I do, I get my crocodile clip, connect this together. I'm gonna get this, connect this together. Okay. Make sure that this crocodile clip is not the best, but
It's 4K60 is wrapped, so you get that visual. With HD30.
it's very bad crocodile clip. Okay. You set this to 500 volts. Okay. 500 volts. You make sure that all the bulbs, all the loads are disconnected from the circuit. Okay, that you're testing. So in my case, we're testing the ring. So the ring, we are going to take out all TVs, PlayStation, whatever you have, appliances, PCs, whatever, okay? Make sure that the circuit breakers are off. They should be off anyway, but make sure that they're off, okay? Then you press test. You should be looking at a value greater than 999, okay? Or no less than 2 mega ohms, okay? If it's less than 2 mega ohms, there's a fault, okay? It means in our case, if we're testing between line and neutral and there's less than 2 mega ohms, what does it mean? It means that somewhere line and neutral are touching, okay? Insulation is damaged somewhere. We tested first pair, okay? We go to the schedule. We have insulation resistance, test voltage, we put 500 volts here. We have live to live, we have live to earth, only 2 of the 3 pairs, okay? So live to live, we're doing that now. Line to neutral, okay? Both of them are live, so we're testing that. We get greater than 999, we record greater than 999. So neutral to line done, we do neutral to earth, which is not recorded, but you still have to do it, okay? We do this one, press test, greater than 999, great, we're happy. And last but not least, earth to line. Earth to line, press test, we get a reading greater than 999, recorded there, and we're happy, boom.
Ask what the tester is clipped to.
500. Yeah, insulation resistance 500.
Insulation resistance, I say that is not be greater than 999 or less than
Greater than 999 or minimum is 2 mega ohms.
minimum 2
Minimum
megaohms.
2 mega ohms.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's dead testing done. Now we can move to live testing. Let me put this. Actually,
Check this one.
yeah. Let me put this back on.